we are continuing with our lesson of our topic of field work in today's lesson. So far we have covered two things. We have covered the pilots, then we have also covered the topic. Now the third thing in the preparation stage is objectives. Objectives. That is the third thing, objectives. Or objectives of study. The objectives of study are very many, but they should be related to the topic of study. We usually use 3 or 4 words when we are stating our objectives, but usually may I emphasize 2. That is, we can use the word to find out, or if we don't use the word to find out, we can use the word to identify. Preferably, I like using one to find out, because as a student you may put in other words that may end up causing you a penalty. So the objectives, as I've told you, they should be related to the topic. Let us assume we have a topic, we had our topic that is talking about the growth and development of fishing in the Java Fish Learning Site, Lake Albert, Lisa District, or the relationship between the physical features and land use activities in the Java Fish Learning Site on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. So, how do we write our objectives? The first objective is usually talking about to find out the location of Java Fish Learning Site. That is our first objective. We cannot have objectives without knowing where we are going. So the first thing is we need to find out the location of Java Fish Learning Site. To remind you, I'm not only referring to Java Fish Learning Site, but I told you that the objectives should be in line with the topic. They should be in line with the topic. So that is the first objective, to find out the location. Then 2, the second objective is to find out the historical background. Find out the historical background of Java Fish Learning Site. You can say to find out the historical background of Hoima Central Market, to find out the historical background of Bugambi Estate, to find out the historical background of Kenya Sugar Works, depending on the topic of study. So that is the second. These objectives are supposed to come in order. We write them, at least the location, historical background. You cannot begin from historical background, then location. That would be a wrong order, because the first thing to know in fieldwork objectives is where am I going? Where? Location of the place. Then the third objective The third objective is to find out fish species. fish species caught in Butiaba fish landing site. The fish species, as we have said that our field work is going to be carried out a landing site where we expect fishing activities to be carried out. Then our main objective is to know the fish species caught in Butiaba fish landing site. That is the third objective of field work. The other objective is to identify the methods of fish preservation. To identify methods of fish preservation. After the fish species have been caught, then how are they preserved? You will only know how they are preserved by by stating it in your objectives. Then you make an inquiry of what preservation methods are being used. When you reach there, you may see them, as we are going to see in the next time, as we are going to see the methods of field work. You may see them by yourself using your naked eyes. You may ask what are the fish species caught here, and any other mode of obtaining information. The other objective is to find out the contributions of fishing activities to the people around Butiaba fish landing to find out the contributions of fishing activities to the people around Butiaba fish landing site. What is the relationship? How is the fishing activities helping people who are staying in Butiaba fish landing site? Still, you should note that we are not only emphasizing Butiaba because me, I'm using Butiaba because that is my topic. That is my topic of study. But I don't know, you may also create your own topic of study. However, you should note that objectives should always be related to the topic you carried out. So after writing as many objectives as possible, of course the objectives are very, very, very many. Sorry for that interruption. The objectives are very, very many, and we had also written like 3, 4. The other objective is the problems. Find out or to identify you can use identify the problems facing fishing in Butiaba fish landing site. Find out or identify the problems facing fishing in Butiaba fish landing site. Of course, when you go to the area of study, these are some of the key issues. These are some of the key issues why you are conducting field work. Why am I doing field work? To know the problems, to identify the problems that these people are suffering or are getting. Then of course, once you know the problems, the next thing to identify is the solution. To find out, to identify solution is to the above problems. So you should know that if these people are facing such and such problems, how have they overcome these problems? What have been their solutions? Of course, you will only note that when you reach the area, the area of study. After writing all the objectives, you feel you have exhausted them. The last objective that should never be forgotten is to find out the future prospect. Future prospects of Butiaba Fish Landing. To find out the future prospects of Butiaba Fish landing site. This summarizes, puts an end to all the rest of the objectives. After problems, solutions, you have identified the contributions, you have identified the importance, you have identified factors for the growth of fishing activities in Butiaba Fish landing site. Then you write your last one as to find out the future prospects of Butiaba Fish landing site. So when you are listing these these objectives in a question, where you have been given a question, you need to write as little as 5, at least a minimum of 5 objectives, no matter how many marks the question is taking. Whether it is taking 2, whether it is taking 1 mark, a smallest requirement of objective should be 5 objectives and above. Write them very fast, be precise, knowing that as you are answering any question, you know that you are chasing the time, because the standard time for each question is estimated to be 45 minutes. So you should plan yourself, write quickly, write precisely, and write very, very well. So those are objectives. They should be, as we have said, they should be related to the topic. So far there are 3 things that we have covered already. We have covered the topic, pilot. We have covered so far pilot. We have covered the topic. Then we have covered the objectives. We are still in the preparation. We are still preparing for our field work. The last thing, of course, is the methods. That is the last thing we do. Once we have finished getting the appropriate methods of data collection, then we are ready to go for field work. Clear? Yeah. So, how many methods do we have in field work? There are very many methods of data collection. We are going to use very many methods of data collection. These methods will depend on where fieldwork has been carried out, the costs involved, and where the costs involved and when, for who has conducted the fieldwork. There are very many methods. First of all, we list them down. The first method of data collection is called the observation method. That is the first method of data collection. The second method is called interview method. The interview method of data collection. Then from interview, we can go to questionnaire method. Questionnaire method. From questionnaire, we have sampling, we have map orientation, we have recording method, and very many other methods as we are going to see. So anybody who knows what observation method is? Observation method. Yeah, let us define one by one. Observation method. Observation method is a method of data collection that involves the use of our naked eyes. Method of data collection that involves the use of our naked eyes to see